Action. I've been trying to say this and my phone keeps saying out of storage. So I hope that there's no out of storage message coming up soon because I feel like I have a message for you. Hey bestie, it is your girl Miss OG and I am back with another video. And I'm so excited and I am so excited to be back because it's been 2 weeks since I recorded a video. I've been just going through life, working and adjusting to the new changes of getting into adulthood. And so right now I feel like I have the hang of it. Therefore, I can do my YouTube channel as well. Right? So in today's video, we're going to talk about the arts of letting go, which is something that I struggled with because I feel like I have so much to lose and I cannot lose anything. And the scariest part about everything is that I'm just like, what, 2021. So what the fuck do I have to fear losing at a young age? But we're going to get into it. I'm not sure if I did my intro, so let me just redo it again just so I can click in my head. Action. Hey bestie, it's your girl Miss OG. So yeah, let's continue anyways. So basically what has been happening in life is that I got a new job. Thank you, Jesus. Manifested that shit. Oh, by the way that I got my job is a miracle, and of which, my God bless my heart. I'm so happy for it because I'm doing exactly what I want to do. The second thing is that I've been going through a lot of ups and downs with a lot of people because I feel like my boundaries are becoming compromised a bit, and underneath the same breath, same feeling for other people. Some people might feel like I'm compromising their feelings or their boundaries a bit. So with that being said, you could literally tell me that you don't want to do something for me, and I'll ask you why. Please, why? Please, I'll basically nag you to do something for me because I feel like you don't owe shit to me. But in my mind, seeing someone doing something for me means that that person wants me to be around them, or that person values my personality, or that person values my presence in their lives. But recently I have come to terms that somebody can value you and still not be there, right? And as hard as it is, as painful as it is, you just have to accept that it is what it is and move on, because we do not know what people are going through in their lives for us to expect ourselves to be the priorities in their lives. So one thing though that I also find scary is that, let's say for instance, now, especially lately, especially nowadays, since the past 2 months or so, I have grown into someone who's like, if I ask you to do something for me and you say no, baby, that's fine, I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm just gonna walk away, or I'm just gonna let shit be, right? And even though it's good in some circumstances, I feel like low key it's becoming a terrible thing, because then I'm also compromising somebody who might just need to explain what's going on. But in my mind right now, where I'm at, I'm just like, baby, if you say no to me, you don't owe me an answer, right? Unless you're someone that I truly care about, then I might want to know what's happening. But you don't owe me an answer. You don't owe me shit. Just as I don't owe you an answer, I don't owe you shit. But I struggle with letting go so much because change is such a hard thing to go through. And change is so fucking inevitable that we have to go through it. We do not choose the lives that we create for ourselves. We can decide to create a pathway for ourselves, but the challenges that we go through, we do not choose them. So I always think to myself, how am I feeling today? What can I change about what I'm feeling today? Where am I going tomorrow? If I let go of this thing, how will it affect my life moving on in the future? I am so scared of losing people, so scared of losing things, to the extent that I find it much better to isolate myself so I do not have to depend or think or feel or anything like that in regards to anyone. But basically right now what I'm trying to do with this video is to tell myself that the art of letting go is the art of being okay with what has been, and the art of understanding that sometimes dust has to move out of the way so that new things can come into your life. You truly cannot grow where you were stabbed, where you were kicked, where you were bitten, where you were hit down. You cannot grow in a place that does not benefit you anymore. And it might be painful, baby, but that era has to come to an end. it is okay to cry. It is okay to think about it. It is okay to sit and reminisce on what has been, like right now in my head, the song that's playing is the song from Sinners, Last Time I've Seen the Sun was the last time I seen my brother. And basically, like, I'm just thinking about someone and I'm like, oh my goodness, the last time I felt, I don't want to say peace, but the last time I felt content was the last time I seen this person. And now this person and I like drifted apart a bit. So now I had to let shit be what it is. Even if it kills me, even if I want to message them, 2 weeks ago when we were not talking, I would message them, hey, are you okay? I miss you so much. Is you good? Did you eat? Whatever, knowing that very well that they might not open my message. But I think in my head, I'm like, okay, if I send this message, one day they'll see it and they'll come back to it, That was my form of way of trying to show people that I want to be there for them. That is my form of way of trying to show people that I care about them, which is why I'm very picky and choosy with who I want to keep around myself and with who I want to let into my life. Because sometimes we do those things for people who do not have the full capacity to be there for you, or we do things for those people who just really want to benefit of you and do not intend on giving you anything fruitful or fruition or whatever in return, But now I'm like, okay, if me being here and me waiting is compromising them and it's compromising me too in the process, then last time I seen the sun was the last time I saw this person, I did not want to feel like that. I did not want to feel like a hangman. The song Hangman. Answer me now. You owe me a debt. You stole him from me. I hated you once. I envy you now. I don't want to feel like a hangman. I do not want to hang on things that are not working anymore. And it's not to say that things are not working in a terrible way. Some things could be working, but then there's like that little moment of isolation, of clarity that people might need to be able to maneuver and create their own definitions, their own mindset, to be able to find themselves, So even if the person has to come back, I think I'd be happy, because then I'd be gaining a friend again. But at the same time, I'm learning how to be content with letting go, the ways that you guys can let go of people, let go of things, let go and close a chapter. And it's not on just about like one person. Like, I also had to move back home. I also had to, like, as I'm saying, work and everything like that. I'm in an entire different era. Like, a new page, a new leaf has been flipped entirely, And the person that I was 2 weeks ago, the person that I was 2 months ago, the way that I thought 3 months ago, I cannot think like that anymore. Yes, I can learn from it, but I cannot take it to my future with me. I cannot carry that burden on my shoulder with me into the future, And so I think we should just learn how to change, And I always say to people that if I ever become controlling around you and I see that something is changing, please understand that my need for control, my controlness comes from the fact that I did not feel secure enough at that moment. Everything is just turning around me very fast, that I need something to ground me. And sometimes grounding, I guarantee you, might look like finding peace or making somebody else your safe place. But at the end of the day, if that person is not at peace or at harmony with themselves because they're trying to be your safe place, your hangman, or whatever the fuck it is that they're trying to be to you, then how the fuck are they also supposed to grow and heal when they are holding on, or they are like a stepping stone for you? It's all about perspective. It's like sometimes I get it, and the feeling will linger on your shoulder, the feeling will linger in your head, the feeling will linger in your mind, but I can guarantee you that it does not always have to be that way. You need to forgive yourself and release. You need to let go and release. You need to become content, even if you cry, even if you journal, even if you meditate, even if you write. There will be cranes in the sky always when you think of this thing. But the moment that you allow yourself to let go of it is the moment that you will be able to free yourself from the shackles and burdens of your old life. You need to learn how to let go so that new things can come into your life. And it won't be easy. I'm talking to myself too, as I'm looking at myself this message is for me too. You know, it won't be easy, but sometimes, those cranes in the sky will remind you of where you have been. And once you learn how to let go of those cranes in the sky, like the storm is coming, the rain is pouring, whatever the fuck is happening, then you'll be able to get a grasp of yourself and start grounding yourself again. You need to learn how to let go. I need to learn how to let go. They need to know how to let go. We all need to learn how to let go. And sometimes I know we might sit and be like, oh, but how come they don't care about me? How come they don't want me to? Or anything like that. But it is not our responsibility to understand what people are not saying out loud. It is not my responsibility to understand what you're not saying out loud. It is not your responsibility to understand what they're not saying out loud. We are not responsible for people's feelings. The way that a person treats you has nothing to do with you. You are not a reflection of them. They are a reflection of them. Guaranteed. The only time that you're a reflection of them is the time whereby you allow yourself to linger a little bit long so that you can be able to work through whatever it is that you want to work through. And there's nothing wrong with fighting for what you want. But sometimes you have to realize that the fight could also just be in silence. I'm learning how to fight for people that I want in my life in silence. I'm learning how to let people into my life again and not expect anything from them. I'm learning how to be there for myself, all while making room for heartbreak, making room for pain, making room for everything that might come with the person that comes into my life. And in the same breath, I'm learning how to close an era, and I'm learning how to be okay with succeeding without having fear of my success disappearing. I was thinking of a quote. I'm learning how to be loved without fear that love is going to leave me one day. I'm learning how to be happy without fear that happiness is going to leave me one day. We are human, bestie. We are growing, bestie. We are. Touch yourself, bestie. Touch your cheek, touch your eye, touch your eyeball, whatever, touch your boobies, whatever you want to touch. Touch yourself, bestie. And remind yourself that you are here. Pinch yourself. You're going to feel pain. But after a while, that pain will go away. Let that be a metaphor, a reminder to yourself that it is okay to let go. When you let go, you make room for the new things. When you let go, sometimes you're making room for that person to grow as well. When you let go, you're making room for yourself to grow. I used to say that a lot in high school. I'd be like, let go to grow. That was like my mantra every day. When you let go, you're allowing things to just flourish the way that they're supposed to. Sometimes we want things to be our way, and that's not what is supposed to happen. Or sometimes we may know that things are supposed to be that way, but the moment that we let go is the moment that we could be able to move back from everything and truly just find ourselves. I'm your best friend, Miss OG, and I love you so much, bestie. And I hope that you had a great day too, because I had a fucking fantastic day. And I love you so much. Mwah.